How did you feel when you were asked to be the main instructor for MTBtune.online?
I was genuinely excited to be involved. I was not excited to be the person speaking. I'm a bike mechanic for a living. Some people think that it's such an awesome job, and some people ask me if that's my only job. What got me into mountain biking, I've always ridden on dirt, whether it was on BMX or department store mountain bikes when I was a kid. Like many 16-year-olds, got my license and moved on to cars and away from bikes. But then when I was 18, my love of cars and speed ended me up back on a bike. The state of Utah told me that I was no longer fit to have a license because of my affinity to go quickly, and that got me back into it, and kind of stuck with it ever since. My spirit animal would definitely be a scared bunny, because that's the position that you go to when you go off a jump much larger than you're prepared for.
How did you become the best non-handlebar mustache-toting mechanic in the Rockies?
Well, I shaved. My brother worked at a metal recycling plant, and he would sometimes get a whole bunch of bikes in that I would take parts from when I was a kid and put them together to make one complete bike. So as a child, I learned what not to do as much as I learned what to do. I actually fought working at a bike shop. I tried really hard to avoid it, to keep from mixing my profession and my passion and hobbies. A lot of people gave me advice against that. I moved away from the valley that I grew up in and went to college in, and started working at a bike shop with a fresh college degree here in Danger, Mecham. That is not my legally given name. That also started out as a joke. It's just kind of stuck for the last decade or so. I've got a quick story to illustrate my fear of public speaking and just being in front of the camera in general. My little sister was getting married, and she couldn't find somebody to conduct the marriage ceremony. So I ended up a fully ordained minister from some online church. So I'm like, well, if you still can't find anybody, I guess I can do it. I don't think she even put any effort into finding anybody else. It started out well enough. Brothers and sisters, welcome. There was some moments of confusion and sadness. Let me start over. It's my first time. Remember that love needs to be cultivated and cared for. I see what I did wrong here. The marriage ceremony went about as well as you could expect me conducting a marriage ceremony could go. It does have a need, and that you need to focus on it. It'll be not necessarily too late, but it will definitely be in need of serious help. Never too late, though. It did turn out all right in the end, though. They still got married. I'm pretty sure it's legal. We'll never know if it's actually fully legal. Yeah, so endurance food is important to me, and so pre-race and during race food is usually Red Bull and Swedish fish. you know, something to really keep the energy levels high. Some of my favorite irrational fears. Are we even allowed to talk about this? There was one time that we found ourselves in behind the wilderness boundary on a shuttle run. Hit the wilderness and passed by a Forest Service truck that just waved at us, and we kept riding, and I thought for sure at the end of the trail there was going to be helicopters and SWAT waiting for us to pick us up and take us in. Top 3 things that I love. My wife and family, bikes. I feel like they're the solution to all of the world's problems. Third thing I love in this world is probably Italian ice.